more than 12,000 Israelis have mistakenly been forced into quarantine. It's all because of a contact tracing program that gives Israel's Shin Bet security agency access to the phones of confirmed coronavirus carriers. This program has been highly controversial, with critics claiming it invades the privacy of the public. And we have attorney Dan Olhoff joining us to break down just what happened here. So first of all, how did the Shin Bet get this so wrong? How did so many people end up in quarantine who should have been able to be free to work or do whatever they want?
Well, that's a question that we should ask the government. Essentially, the government has continuously been promoting the use of the Shin Bet's Secret Services technology in order, arguing that this is the best technology that we have. And that it is pretty efficient. Well, the recent data that we receive show that it's not necessarily the case, and that this type of technology is not very accurate. There are a lot of false positives, and potentially the Shin Bet's tool does not identify all the individuals that need to be isolated. So they're probably severe issues with the function of this technology.
Right, and those statistics are pretty insane. I think I saw that 20 to 50% of those who have been told that they have been in contact with someone who has the coronavirus actually have not been in contact with somebody who has a coronavirus, right? What are these numbers?
Yeah, well, we received conflicting data both from the Ministry of Health and from other sources as well. So we don't have very accurate figures at the moment, but it seems that the numbers of the false positives, the inaccurate indications that we receive from these from the Shin Bet's technology is fairly high. And as I said, it shows that apparently this technology is not as efficient as the government says it is.
It's not working. So does this suggest that the government has implemented this program for a different reason? I mean, there are obviously many theories that have been going around that they're trying to collect public data. Is there any validity to that?
Well, we don't know. I mean, potentially there is a hidden agenda, but we don't know about it. And I'm not particularly fond of conspiracy theories. I think that we have a common goal, and that is to fight the pandemic as efficiently as possible. And apparently, this type of technology is probably not efficient enough. And the government has not done enough to promote other alternatives that are used throughout the world in dozens of other countries.
Right. I mean, does this program, though, impede on human rights and, of course, on the right to privacy in this country?
Well, of course it does, because we're talking about mass surveillance technology, which is covert. There is a lack of transparency about what the technology does and what type of processing, in fact, is done with these types of technologies and the purposes as well. So it has massive impact on human rights, and especially the right to privacy. And there are alternatives which are not as invasive as this one, and still. And this is a large question mark. The pandemic has started months ago, and some 46 countries have already implemented civil technologies in order to fight the pandemic through contact tracing technologies and applications. It's still a question mark why Israel is taking a different approach in that area.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Dan Olhoff.